Do you think that in the past, I'm bringing it back to some of the things we saw in the Signal chat. It said, I think J.D. Vance said, I'm tired of Europe freeloading again. He was, but in turn, he was.
3% of our trade goes through.
But the bigger issue is, for security sometimes, or I don't know, for innovation. Sometimes I think that Europe does spend more on social issues because they're able to, because they don't have to worry about certain things because they were dependent on the United States. Is that fair?
I think countries have to make choices, and at the end of the day, you have to be able to pay for your choices. And so what is the North Star that we believe in, which is true for a company as it is for a country, which is you've got to make growth part of your central plan, because growth and the economy prospering is what pays for everything else. Then you get to make your choices. Do you want to lean more heavily on social programs? Do you want to lean more heavily on other things?
Right.
But you've got to start with growth. You've got to have a strong economy. You've got to build.
Robert, you sound really maggot to me. I'm surprised. I'm going to get you one of those hats Elon has. It says that Trump was right about everything. Well, would you wear that on the next time you come on?
I'll tell you.
Was he right about everything?
I'll tell you what is right, which is a company that is focused on change management. That's hard. Wanting to grow, those are real things that really matter. And I think what you're hearing it from Germany, you're hearing it from the UK, you're hearing it from the US administration.
Growth
is not a controversial point of view because it pays for the other things.
But it makes for hard choices, Robin.
It does. And what leadership position isn't about hard choices? And not everybody likes the consequences of it. We're going through change management. Becky talked about it at the top, which is we're trying to take great capabilities of a company and make them work to provide a better return for our shareholders, better outcomes for clients, and for our employees. We made everybody a shareholder in the company in order to be able to have them benefit and be part of that journey. So there's communications, there's clarity, but change management is a difficult thing. And we've now got a lot of countries in the world that are grappling with the fact that they want to change, and it's not easy.
So, bottom line, over in Europe right now, I just hear that no one's going to. No, they're canceling trips to the United States. They hate Trump. What's happening? The United States is losing its allure as a model for the rest of the world. That's not what you're saying here. You're almost saying they're grudgingly accepting sort of the reality of where we are right now.
I think the noise that we're seeing, and this is back to, are you focusing on the noise or are you focusing on the signal? And it's confusing because it's difficult to understand. That's part of the change management exercise. What's actually happening in the world? Trying to decode it all. Is it glass half full on the economy? Is it glass half empty? These are all the questions that people are grappling with. But what this conversation is doing is it's forcing leaders in different countries around the world to make choices about what they want for their own countries. And we can see it in Europe, we can see it in the UK.
Yeah. This all sounds good to me. I don't know why. It sounds half full, not half empty. Right.
Well, Chair Powell last week, he didn't want to make the call on whether it was glass half full or glass half empty. Because if you think about sentiment and data at the moment are in different places. CEO confidence is a little lower. Consumer confidence is a little lower. But the facts of the economy are still pretty good. Now, over time, those two things have to converge. If they converge to the facts, then we're going to be in a better situation. We're going to take the glass half full version. If sentiment doesn't improve, the facts will probably converge to the sentiment, and then we'll be in the glass half empty version.
So which do you think is the more likely scenario of those two?
It really is impossible to tell, I think, today. It's about time. If we carry on running with confidence lower, it's likely that the facts will converge to that lower confidence level. You can see it in some of the leading indicators. If you speak to the US airlines, I know you do, you can see it in some of those leading indicators. You can see it in choices that consumers are making in the grocery store, going off-brand. It's those types of leading indicators suggest that we could converge to the more negative view.
It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy unless what happens? What has to happen to set that course and change it?
Clarity, confidence. Confidence allows people to make bolder choices. And so this, I think, is back to change management again. It's hard. It's a communications exercise. What is the US trying to do? How can they make it very clear about how that's going to play out over time? But don't be confused. It's very difficult.
So, Robin,
the answer's on the tariffs.
If you were a banker and had
He is a banker.
If you were a banker and had the U.S. as your balance sheet, would growth be able to solve our daunting $36 trillion total? Is that the only way out? Because people are worried. I mean, we're worried about a day of reckoning.
I think we're right to be worried that if the deficit were to continue to grow at the pace that it's been growing over the course of the past few years, that is a real problem for the United States. That is actually a national security risk for the United States.
Problem for the world.
If you have too much debt, you can't do all of the other things that you want to do. This is what Europe has already bumped into. Now, we're lucky. We've got the reserve currency. We're lucky with the advantages that we have, but we have to come to grips with it. Now, growth is part of the solution. If we can grow more, then we're going to be able to afford more things. But we've got to tackle the debt, which means we've got to tackle spending, and we've got to be thoughtful about that. We do have to make sure that we're spending money wisely. I'm the CEO. So as I look at things in our company, we have a word for it in our company. We call waste the nonsense.
I heard you say nonsense. I'm going to start saying it like that, too. The nonsense. I like it.
Stuff that doesn't make any sense because we've got convoluted process, it's built up over a period of time, it's not serving the client's objectives. We've got to find those things and we've got to make ourselves more efficient. CEOs talk about that all the time. It's how we run our companies.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with trying to bring that mentality to a country.